Alright, hello. I returned for another holiday event. So much has happened. But these two still seem to find the Leatherworkers Guild very fascinating. Because they've been standing here for this entire expansion. Oh well. So, as you can see over here, I was like, I want to see what the weather is going to be like. Just in case it stops raining, because I was going to wait till the daytime to start the stream. But it's going to be rainy until, like, the next day, and I gotta do this before the event ends. So, happy Hatching Tide and happy actual Easter. Whensoever this arrives on YouTube, which is how you're seeing this probably. Yeah, so get started. Good morning, friends. Might you be interested in learning about the Hatching Tide festivities? A fledgling festival, Hatching Tide was born of a prophetic dream visited upon a Gridanian maiden named Lili Aliapo. In her dream, the 12 archons of old appeared, those heroes who saved the realm from the destruction of the 6th umbral calamity. Descending from the heavens atop beautifully decorated eggs, they said to Lili, "Arise, young dreamer, and make ready the vessels for our return." And so she did, painstakingly painting and gilding eggs to make those from her vision. Word of the prophecy spread, and Lili attracted helpers to assist in her toils. After the calamity, the festival grew further, as townsfolk and adventurers flocked to celebrate the archons of yore, who many believe had some hand in delivering the realm once more. Okay. Okay, this, I don't, is this my first Hatching Tide? Because, I feel like I knew the lore of the other festivals, but not this one. But, like, okay, they clearly did. I mean, not the same archons, but, like, if this was, we literally had the Circle of Knowing, didn't we? So your guys aren't going to integrate my friends into your holiday? Since they were, like, quite literally, you know, excuse me for being cheeky, but they were kind of like the second coming, right? of the archons, you know? Anyway, yeah. Okay, hello, Lili Aliapo. Why aren't you helping your sister-ish in... I don't know if it's her sister in, Adelshire. I don't know if Zloe is her actual sister, but Aliapo is a common, keeper name, no? So... I do know it's a name from 11, that's the only thing I know. Anyway. In pursuit of excellence... Hatching Tide is upon us once more. I hope the season finds you an excellent fettle. For my part, Gerald, it is an absolute pleasure to see you again. Okay, so I have done this before. While I have your attention, allow me to expound upon the nature of this year's festivities. Hatching Tide has its origins in the days before the 7th umbral calamity, when 12 sages of an era past appeared before me in a startling vision. I have been visited by such dreams ever since, and this year was no exception. I saw great massive eggs, as vivid as those before you now, borne aloft unto the heavens. Making dreams manifest has never failed to lend wonder to hatching tide before. So needless to say, I intend to bring my latest vision to life. Speaking of which, the eggs I commissioned ought to arrive any moment now. Oh, Geely, it's a disaster. The cart toppled over en route. Thankfully, the driver was unscathed, but I can't say the same for the eggs. Good heavens! I'm glad to hear the poor driver was unharmed, but without the eggs, how are we to breathe life into my dream? Don't worry, I'll simply fashion some more eggs myself. Though to create the quantity required will take time, and we're already facing at least a minor delay at this point. If only I could assign someone to help you. Alas, the other dreamers are busy enough as it is, and I must see to the schedule alterations myself. Uh-oh. But wait, Gerald! Perhaps you'd be willing to lend a hand. Gerald? How wonderful to see you again! Knowing what an exemplary assistant you are gives me cause for hope. I'm sorry, I'm cracking up. Even in a panic, they're using the egg puns. I love it. I love it. Anyway. If you're happy to help, that is. I'll make an exception. Thank you. The first order of business will be procuring more of the necessary egg supplies from the merchant. Our supplier should be in the market. He's a burly fellow, so he won't be difficult to spot. We can only hope he has enough stock. I'm sure he does. I'm sorry that I cannot attend to the eggs personally, but your assistance will make all the difference. Thank you. Alright. Time for a bit of an excursion. Ah! Never stand in the way of a Toddberry. Especially when they're running. They're very slow creatures, but when they run... I mean, they're not hard in this game, per se, but just other games in the series are just like, what? Don't ever go close to a Toddberry. There's our man. Burly merchant. You could have just said he's a Roganin. It's like calling a Lalafell tiny. Ah, you're that dreamer who was here before, ain't ya? A right old mess, to be sure. Afraid I'm all out of the supplies you need, though. Oh. Is there really nothing you can do for us? Well, I do have some tatty old odds and ends. Surplus wares. That might be a use. If you want them, they're all yours. Might not be exactly what you needed, but I'm sure you can cobble something together with these. The storage fees were eaten into me. I'd rather see them put to good use. Here, have my junk. When I ordered the initial batch of supplies, I remember thinking what a kind fellow he was. He certainly proved me right. Any road. we'd better take stock of what he's given us. Let's see. This leather looks durable. We have some metal springs and rings that could do for a mechanism of some sort. And these lengths of timber could be cut down to more portable size. I think these herbs and resins are used to concoct water-repellent alchemical solutions. Never tried it myself, but there's a first time for everything. Besides that, there are plenty of bits and bobs. We should have no trouble when it comes to decoration. Unfortunately, we won't be able to recreate the eggs Geely saw in her dream with these. We could make something far easier to get off the ground, though. Parasols! The trick will be making them look eggy enough. Any round object looks like an egg. They do say that. Do they say that? Anyway, any road, we should paint them. You're right. With some festive patterns on the outer canopy and a convincingly eggy structure, the parasols might just make for a worthy replacement. Parasols are a sight more fiddly than your standard egg, though. With just the two of us, production will take far too long. So we'll need to enlist for a request for parasol parts, then a rush order for myriad eggs, particularly if we supply the materials. Let us first pay a visit to the Leatherworkers Guild. I'm sure they'll be able to transform our leather into something fit for a canopy. You could just steal these. Whatever. I don't even think I have any, I don't even have a parasol of my own. All I have is the knapsack. I've explained the situation to Geva, and she seems inclined to sympathy. If we keep our manners about us, we should manage to secure the guild's assistance. You must be the adventurer assistant Nonota spoke of. She was just informing me of your plight. Many of our apprentices are looking forward to the Hatching Tide celebrations. You shall have the guild's aid. Although I'm afraid we lack some of the resources needed to work your leather into parasol canopies. The material is water resistant to a degree, but nevertheless porous. Untreated, it will degrade over time and begin to rot. But our stock of coating is perilously low at the moment. If it's a water repellent you're after, say no more. We just so happen to have the necessary ingredients, so I can see to its preparation. In the meantime, would you take this timber over to the Carpenters Guild and request that they craft the parasol frame? We can meet back at the Black Rabbit Trader's stall anon. Trust that your leather is in capable hands. Loading. Why do you stand there like a frightened school child? If you need something, speak. Oh, sorted timber. Various lengths of timber ready to be sawn and lathed into parasol parts. You wish this timber fashioned into parasol frames? Very well. I shall see it done by competent hands. Younglings in the acorn orchard await the festivities. For their sake, no effort will be spared in the parasol's preparation. We shall commence work right away. Let your associates know that the Carpenters Guild has the matter in hand. The timber you provided lacks the flexibility needed to create arching ribs. However, Mistress Fufucha will doubtless assist in procuring what we need. Good stuff. I trust everything went well at the Carpenters Guild. I've just placed an order for the alchemical solution and a few other things besides. The next step will be to piece all of the parts into a prototype parasol. I'll bring the prototype over to Geely once I've finished, so you can go ahead and wait with her. I don't understand this decoration. It's like an egg tree. That's terrifying. Welcome back, Jarl. You'll be pleased to hear that I have adjusted the schedule to accommodate our little mishap, and all is set to proceed. How fare the eggs? Substituting parasols for eggs? What a wonderful idea! I can hardly wait to see what Nonota cooks up for the prototype. Though wait we must. Nonota will surely be along any moment now. Sorry to keep you both waiting. Allow me to present you with the very first Archon Egg Parasol. What a fine example of ingenuity. It's magnificent. I'm so glad you approve. With your blessing, I'll begin producing more to distribute. In the meantime, we find ourselves at a loose end. But we cannot let Nonota outstrip us in Hatching Tide spirit. There must be more we can do. Let's show off your parasol to the townsfolk. But of course, we ought to promote our newest addition to the festivities. If we tell even a few Gridanians that these gorgeous accoutrements will be available to those who celebrate with us, word will spread of its own accord. With that in mind, I shall keep mine unfurled and on display. You use your adventurer's instinct to identify those most in need of egg-themed accessories. Let us look for potential celebrants there. When I think back to the very first Hatchingtide, it's a marvel just how popular the occasion has become. I have so many people to thank for their efforts, yourself included. I mean, it's raining. Everyone should have a parasol. So this is the perfect time for the stream then. That's funny. We dreamers are responsible for all the decorations throughout the city. Sorry, all the decorations you see throughout the city. Take that basket over there, for instance. I came up with the idea and Nonota worked her magic to create the final product. I say, madam, you must tell me where I might acquire a resplendent parasol like unto your own, in hopes of glimpsing ovoid perfection. And this parasol surpasses my every imagining. Such elegance, such egginess. This game. Oh. Oops. No. No. Why, that parasol is an absolute delight. It's not often you see the level of craftsmanship paired with such decorative flair. This might be the finest egg-inspired apparel I've ever seen. Might I ask who was responsible for this masterpiece? The Leatherworkers Guild, the Carpenters Guild, Black Rabbit Traders, and our Dreamers all had their parts to play. And if you join us in celebrating Hatchingtide, you can receive one just like it. Oh, I should have known that the guild's artisans were involved. If it means getting my hands on a parasol, I'd be more than happy to take part in the festivities. Heavens above! Is that adorable parasol fashioned after an Archon egg? Exquisite, isn't it? If you join us at the amphitheater, you will receive one just like it. For years I have searched for a parasol as darling as an egg, getting sunburned and soaked by turns. And you offer me one free of charge. 'Tis a Hatchingtide miracle. No, there should be a fee. I'm not. Okay. I expect those three will tell all and sundry about our parasols. Our work here is done. Well, that went rather swimmingly. You clearly have an eye for egg connoisseurs. I shall go and see how many attendees are gathered at the amphitheater. Feel free to join us when you have a moment. I'm making money. This parasol is truly the peak of ovoid aesthetics. Timing my visit to coincide with hatching tide was a fine idea indeed. Nothing, you just like eggs. And you're gonna love the new Manderville storyline. Because he has gone hard-boiled. To think I'd end up with one of these delightful parasols all for myself. You and your associates are so generous. Why aren't we charging? The Uldan in me doesn't appreciate this. What pleasing contours. When I laid eyes upon this parasol, its quality spoke loud and clear. A triumph of design, both practical and decorative. It's not often I find an article so worthy of my discernment. Okay guys, chill out. Cut back on the... whatever you're having. Whatever Gridanian tree huggers indulge in. The folks you gathered certainly are enthusiastic about showing off their parasols. Fortunately, no one's yet lost an eye. Look, Gerald, isn't the sight of those parasols simply marvelous? They're just standing there menacingly. Eggs held aloft, just as in my dream. Hooray! We did it, Geely! We certainly did. Shall we officially declare this hatching tide a success? Hold that thought. You've yet to see the half of it. My Senta. I'm not quite sure I follow. Quite a few of my customers asked about your parasols. More than I can comfortably gather here, in fact. Nevertheless, I took the liberty of handing out stock to those who came inquiring. With how many left my stall with a smile on their face and a parasol in hand, the whole city is awash with floating eggs. That's incredible! To think the parasols are bringing joy even beyond our celebration. Wait, Geely! They're one and the same, aren't they? The celebration has spread across the city, borne by a great mass of floating eggs. You're right! I was intent on gathering people here, but the eggs in my dream were far too numerous to contain in one place. They were always meant to be seen far and wide. That our original plan met with misfortune was a blessing in disguise, for we've touched the hearts of more people than I dare to imagine. There's no doubt in my mind. This will go down as a hatching tide to remember. Black Rabbit traders shall continue distributing parasols to those who ask. They may be free of charge, but they're drawing business in spades. Nonota told me how to assemble them, so I can prepare as many as necessary. Why are they free? This is why Ul'dah's the mercantile capital and not Gridania. Truly, where would we be without your ingenuity, Nonota? Broke. I couldn't have done it without our naval adventurer. Ah, that reminds me. I have something for you, Gerald. That's the very second parasol I ever made. After Geely's, of course. Thought it fitting that you receive it. With eggs aloft across the city, all that's left is to enjoy the festivities. Your work may be finished, Gerald, but Hatching Tide most certainly hasn't. They're still staring. Stop staring! Finished in a striking yellow and golden trim, this accessory provides exceptional protection against all of but the worst of downpours. Used to unlock the Archon Egg Parasol. Problem Parasol. Cute. Alright. That's two things now. Look at that floating egg. It floats and everything. When Nonota first relayed the awful news, I wondered how we could possibly salvage the situation. But now I can see I needn't have worried. This has exceeded all expectations. Thank you, Gerald. Adventurer, I had such fun preparing the parasols with you. I'll be forever grateful for all your help. They'll remember me, but they won't remember the Archons who actually did things. Unacceptable. Anyone else around here celebrating? Any Easter eggs? Literally? Like literally Easter eggs? Such stylish parasols. It puts me to what? Oh, that's quick! Oh my God! It's Omega. Omega has a parasol. This is the greatest hatching tide of all time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I am so happy. This is the best thing in the world. This is the best thing in the world. I'm so happy. This, it doesn't get better than this. Omega has a parasol. Okay. I forget her name. She was part of the first ARR Manderville quest. So I'm trying to remember her name. She was like robbed. This puts me in the mood to weave. Do make sure to weave one that matches my complexion. Oh, these are flares. It's like this was perfect. Alpha doesn't understand. That's funny. Okay, I think that's everything though. These guys are just the people who... You guys bring down every holiday. I hate them. I hate them. I say banish them. They are the killers of vibes. Festivities have drawn quite a crowd. Captain, mayhap we could avail ourselves of a parasol. That's not the guildmaster of... So that's not the guild master. That's the actual captain of the wood whalers. Do 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 do. Perhaps such a parasol could... Wait, what? Oh, that's, I haven't become an armorer yet, but that's the guild master of the Armorers Guild. Okay, so there's a little bit of a turnout. Okay, before I sign off... Wait, hang on. What? Parasol... This parasol is strange, but... Wait, what? I didn't... Oh my gosh, it's a Madeleine and Honoro! It's a Madeleine! Well, I don't know why I'm so happy about that. Strange, but undeniably compelling. You look dashing, my lord. Oh my gosh. That is very funny. What pleasing contours. Who else is here? Must say, they did a half-decent job with the patterns. The wood grain in the handle as your real character? I think the gold I can't read that fast. These hatching tide parasols are positively charming. Okay. I think that's Mother Mune. Who are you two? No one of consequence. What's your dialogue? Hatching tide parasols are positively charming. Wood grain as a real character. I think that golden trim simply marvelous. Okay, that's all you said. Okay. I'm just happy Madeleine's here. Oh my gosh. I hate to say it, but he deserves to have a... I don't know. What does he deserve? Just... It's good to see him celebrating things again. I don't know. Okay, these guys don't say anything. Well, that was fun. Kind of, just about the parasols, I guess. No, what I was gonna say is that the promotional art, they did this for Little Ladies Day too. The promotional art, right? Little Ladies Day, it had Thancred and Minfilia. Okay? This Hatching Tide has Ida and Papalymo, right? Where are they? Stop promoting the Scions when we can't hang out with the Scions! More disrespect. The Archons deserve better. You won't even celebrate the actual Archons, even when you promote them! I'm sorry. That is all. Thank you for joining me on this stream this fine, midnight, apparently.